Today we're going to talk about what is a centimorgan with regard to your DNA results, and about DNA Painter and how all of this can help you find your ancestors when we come back. Hey, welcome back to another episode on Genealogy TV. My name is Connie Knox. I am a lifelong genealogist here to help you go further faster and factually with your family research. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so that you get notified each time I upload a video. Genealogy TV has a newsletter, a Facebook page, and a website. Make sure you're hooked up with all that. Links for all of that are in the show notes below. All right, so now, one note you should know before we get started is that this is not sponsored by anybody. These are just my opinions about DNA Painter and centimorgans. Okay, so what is a centimorgan? Well, here's what Wikipedia said when I was kind of doing the homework on this. In genetics, a centimorgan, abbreviated as CM, or map unit, MU, is a unit of measurement, it's a unit of measuring genetic linkage. It is defined as the distance between chromosome positions, also termed loci or markers, for which the expected average number of intervening chromosomes crossover in a single generation is 0.01. Okay, now please, really, who cares about all the technical jargon? Not me. That doesn't tell me anything about finding my family. All right, so Family Search has a little bit simpler definition, and they say a centimorgan is a unit of genetic measurement. It's what experts use to describe how much DNA and the length of specific segments of DNA you share with your relatives. This shared segments are divided into centimorgans. The more centimorgans you share with somebody, the more closely you are related. Again, so why should you care? Well, you care because when you are looking at your DNA cousin matches and you don't understand exactly how you related to them, looking at the centimorgans can help you figure it out. Also, looking at their trees and communicating with your DNA cousins can be the golden ticket to helping you find your ancestors. All right, so we're getting a little closer to understanding it. So here's the scoop. The larger the number, the more closely you are related. Okay, all right, Connie. So how do I know how many centimorgans for the different relationships with my DNA cousins? Well, how many centimorgans do I need to have to figure out that it's a first cousin versus a second cousin? And also keep in mind that like Ancestry and all the other DNA companies, they give you a little explanation as to what the possibilities are for your centimorgans, but there's a tool that's a little bit better, I think, and it's called DNA Painter. Well, the other day I jumped on the computer and I shot this little video for you about showing you this tool, DNA Painter, and how it works and how it can help you figure all of this out. So let's jump over to the computer now. Hey, we're going to get back to that video here in just 15 seconds, but I wanted to let you know that I do group coaching and individual coaching. If that is something you're interested in, jump over to the website at genealogytv.org and click on the Coaching Options tab. Hey everybody, I wanted to give you a quick tip on DNA Painter and how you can use it for finding the relationships in your centimorgan counts. First, I'm going to jump over to Ancestry and show you one of my cousins. Carol Miller has graciously allowed me to use her name. And so if you'll notice right here, it says we have 464 centimorgans in common. So if you click on that, you can see Ancestry's explanation of what that means. It means here they're saying we have an 89% chance of being first cousins once removed, or a half first cousin, or a second great grandparent, or a second great grandchild, and then they have more options here. So the likelihood is 89% that we fall into one of these relationships, okay? So I want to show you another tool because I find this one to be a little bit more useful, in my opinion. So 464 centimorgans, right? So if we go over to DNA Painter, and that's at dnapainter.com, and by the way, they're not sponsoring this, so I'm just showing you. And you click on Tools. Now we're in the tools, and what you want is the shared Centimorgan project. And what this is Blaine Bettinger and gang, mostly Blaine, put together basically a survey saying, hey everybody, send me your data, and let's figure out what the ranges are and the probabilities are of each one of these Centimorgan relationships. So the result was this shared Centimorgan project, and they're now on version 4 here. And what I like about it is, first of all, they've got this great chart here where it shows you all the ranges and how those people line up. But we can also plug in that 464 Centimorgans right here, and it immediately gives me, in this case, an 88% range. And what Blaine's data is showing as the probabilities of Carol and I being a great aunt or uncle, a half great aunt or uncle, a half first cousin, a first cousin once removed, which is actually the case with us, and then a half great niece or nephew, a great niece or nephew. So as you're doing your research, what you want to do is you want to take those high level probabilities and go through kind of a thought process of each one of those and say, now wait a minute, what are the odds that we're a great aunt or uncle? Well, that doesn't line up in my family's view, so let's scratch that one off the list if I don't know my relationship with this cousin. And you can sit there and work your way through it. Now, if there is a stepfather or stepmother in the relationship chain, then it could be that you are a half first cousin or a half great niece or nephew. So that's where the half part comes in, is if you're a half sibling or a half first cousin, is somewhere in the chain there was not both parents in common. And so anyway, I just wanted to show you the shared Centimorgan project. You can hit the little reset button here and take a look at the entire chart, knowing that we're, again, 464 Centimorgans. Don't worry about the segments. And we could sit there and look at all of the possibilities of what that means and where that would fall. These are the ranges here. Okay, so 464 Centimorgans falls within this range, as well as this range. So, I mean, you can play with it, but the easy thing to do is just to pop it in here and see what the odds are. That is the DNA Painter tool, which is actually Johnny Pearl's tool, but in combination with Blaine Bettinger's data. It's a very useful tool. It's free to use. You do not have to sign in or register if you want to just use that part of the tool. There are a lot of other great tools there I'm not going to go into. I just wanted to point that out. This is my favorite way and my recommended way to take a look at what the possibilities are, because once you go through that and you start going, well, wait a minute, it can't be this and it can't be this, and you're scratching things off, you can a lot of times narrow it down to, all right, well, if it's not any of those, then it's got to be one of these two possibilities. And so there you have it, DNA Painter. Hey, well, hopefully now you understand a little bit more about Centimorgans and how you can figure out your genetic relationships. As a reminder, this is not sponsored by anybody, so consider supporting Genealogy TV by becoming a member, a patron, or tossing something in the tip jar. I really appreciate it. Links for DNA Painter are in the description below and at genealogytv.org in the blog post. Lastly, there are more videos on the screen about DNA for you now. So it is time for you to go find your ancestors, and maybe that is in a genetic tree somewhere. All right, until next time, keep on climbing your family tree.